Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this video, we will talk about identify linear equation and identify x and y intercepts. Graph linear equation using the x and y intercepts or tables of domain. Okay. Uh, Now, in the first, let's remember something about equation. Uh, An equation is a mathematical statement with equal to symbol between the expression that have equal values. For example, 3x plus 5 equals 15. 3x plus 5 equals 15. This is equation because we have a mathematical statement with equal sign. Okay, look, this equal sign, and variables like x and constant like numbers. So look, I will take some example. 3x plus 5 equals 6. It's equation because look, it's equal sign and the mathematical statement between variables and constant. But something like 3x plus 5, this is not equation because not sign equals there. Okay, so this is the equation. Our lesson is identify linear equation. What does that mean, linear equation? Linear is from line, okay, and equation, we know it's equation. Ax plus py equals c, and ax minus py equals c. This is the standard formula from the linear equation. Ax plus py equals c. Now, look, the, the exponent of each variable is 1. Ax plus py equals c. Look, the exponent will p equals to 1. So, if we see something like this, 5x squared plus 3y equals 7, it's not linear equation because the exponent must be 1. Okay, but in the x is 2. Something else, like the variables are added or subtracted. When I see something like x times y in the any equation, like 2xy minus 1 equals 3, is not linear equation because we have times there between the variables x and y. So the operation between the variables must be added or subtract. Okay, a or b can equal 0, so I can find something like ax equals c or py equals c. 5x equals 0 or equals 3 is linear equation. 3y equals 7, also it's linear equation. Now number 4, beside x and y, other commonly used variable are m and n, a or p or r or s. Okay, I he talk about constant. There are no radicals like square roots symbols in the equation. The roots of x plus y equals 3 is not linear because we have roots, okay? Uh, every linear equation graphed is line. Every linear equation graphed as line will be line in the graph. Okay, now some example. Let's go take some examples to see that. 5x plus 3y equals 2. It's linear equation because the exponent from the all variables x equal 1. Okay, and we have no radicals like square or roots, and the operation between the variables is add. All this is right. Now 3x square plus 3y equals 6, not because we have exponent equals 2. 5x plus 3y cube equals 2 is not linear because we have look in exponent 2 and 3. 3xy negative 1 equals 3. It's not because there is times between the variables there. All this make the equations not linear. Another example, look. Now 2x plus 4y equals 8. It's linear equation, no problem. 6y equals 3 minus x. Also, it is linear equation because when I move the negative x for left side, I will get the x plus 6y equals 3. And this and this. All this equation is linear. It's linear equation. No problem. Now I will talk about x and y intercept. What mean y and x intercept? Look there. If we have coordinate of plane x and y, now if we point there, located in the x-axis, okay? Let's to see x2 and y0, okay? This one and this two. This point is called x-intercept, okay? And another point located on y-axis, so let's to see 0, 2. Now this point is called y-intercept. Let's to see line, okay? So the line have x-intercept and y-intercept, okay? X-intercept or y-intercept always in the coordinate plane. In the next step, we will learn how we can find the x and y intercept. We must notice before we start, always when we have x-intercept, y equals 0, and when we have y-intercept, x equals 0. We just note that, okay? Now, the x-intercept is the point where a line cross the x-axis. The general form of the x-intercept is, look, always y must be 0. The x-coordinate will always be 0. Now, number 2, the y-intercept is the point where a line crosses the y-axis. The general form of the y-intercept is 0y. The x-coordinate will always be 0. Find the x-intercept. How I can find the x-intercept from any equation? Look, just I uh, plug in the equation y equals 0. So I will find 2x plus 0 equals 6. 2x equals 6x equals 3. So the point is 3, 0. This is called x-intercept. Another example to find y-intercept. When we want y-intercept, we always plug in the equation x equals 0. Now plug in the equation 2 times 0 plus y equals 6. So y equals 6. Now x 0 and y 6. This point is called y-intercept in the line. Summarize, to find the x-intercept, plug in 0 for y. To find y-intercept, plug in 0 to x for x. Find the x and y-intercept in the equation. Okay, if I want x-intercept, I will plug in just y equals 0 in the equation. So I will find the x equal -5, and this point is called x-intercept. The same way, when I want y-intercept, plug in x equals 0 in the equation. I will find the point of y there 5 over 4, and it's called y-intercept. Find the x and y-intercept of gx equals -3x -1. Now gx, it's the same icon called y, okay? Y equals -3x -1, okay? So gx, it's the same y. That's mean. Okay, to find look, x-intercept. If you want x-intercept, I plug in y equals 0 Okay, what's that mean? Y in gx equals 0. So I will find 0 equals negative 3x minus 1. So x equals negative 1 over 3, 0. The same way in this equation, if you want y-intercept, I will plug in the equation x equals 0. Okay, x equals 0 now. I will find gx or y equals negative 1, and this point will called x-intercept. Sorry, y-intercept. Find the x and y-intercept of this equation. 6x negative 3x. Okay, let's to see that. To find x-intercept, always we plug in y0. 6x negative 3, 0 equals negative 18. 6x equals negative 18. X equals negative 3. This point is called x-intercept. Now when I want y-intercept, plug in x0 in this equation. I will find negative 3x equals negative 18, y equals 6. Okay, in this way I can always find the x-intercept and y-intercept, and how I can know how I don't identify the linear equation. Look, now find the x and y intercept for the equation just x equal 3. This equation, x equal 3. Now, if I want x intercept, plug in the equation y equals 0, but I find y equals 0, or there is not y. There is not y because this, look, this line is parallel y axis, okay? So no, there's no, okay, no, we will see this, no y-intercept, but we have x-intercept. Now x equals 3 is vertical line, so always equals 3. 3, 0 is x-intercept. But look, there is not y-intercept, just we have x-intercept because the line is parallel to y-axis. Now the same one, but this time y equals negative 2. Look, this line in this, okay? So always the y-intercept equals negative 2 and no x-intercept. No x-intercept. أوكي، كان معكم التشرين، ألا يتمنى لكم التوفيق والإفادة.